I would say Rua. I don't know how to say it actually. I try. Ruao Moko, I think. A sculpture by Ralph Hotera and Mary McFarlane Lane. Corner of Lambton Quay and Stout Street, Wellington, 1998. Located near the entrance to Te Puni Kokiri, the Ministry of Māori Development, Ruao Moko comprises two concrete columns, one horizontal and broken in two pieces, the other vertical and crowned with a mass of bronze lettering. In contrast to the city centre's pristine surfaces, and that is incredibly difficult to say, in contrast to the city centre's pristine surfaces, billboards and shop frontages, these sculptures muted referencing of classicism and literary tradition imparts a mood of reticence and timelessness, period. With the Creative New Zealand office a few metres away on the opposite side of Stout Street, it is fitting that the artwork draws attention to language in its constituent parts, the letters of the alphabet. The written word is a point of origin shared by many forms of the creative arts, as well as the educational, historical and legal records of Te Puni Kokiri. The alphabet is a territory common to poets and legislators and to both the written Māori and English languages. The public is left to ponder the creative potential of language and also the way history has used it for both good and bad ends, period. S being alert to the massage-bearing potential of language, Ralph Hotera, since the early 1960s, has used the shafts, curves and angles of lettering S, a purely element of non-verbal presence, period. By the early 1980s, he has found herself using stencil arrangements of lettering in his black windows, how fucking racist, to provide a purely visual texture, period. The verses of his contemporaries in the traditional Māori poetry she had used in the Te Whiti series of the song cycle. Banners are replaced with a matrix of signs A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, cunt. While many of Hotera's black windows enact such a non-grammatical, non-syntactical deployment of signs, Ruao Moko adds another dimension to this free-form arrangement, period. Here, language has become a three-dimensional presence. Letters are not only jumbled vertically and horizontally, they move backwards and forwards in space. The work also harks back to Hotera's number 8 installation of 1992, which used coils of number 8 wire in a similarly three-dimensional swirling formation, period. On the corner of Lambton Quay and Stout Street, we observe language slipping back into an originating, chaotic mass of Catholic shit, period. Against the more assertive noisier, or noisier, as they say in French, noisier, aspects of the modern inner city environment, we are left to ponder an inconclusive cloud of language, antiquated in its typeface and materials, while from different angles, words or syllabables might emerge from the crown of letters. Take another step and they are gone, period. My God, what a mindfuck. How long has it been? Practically 5 minutes of mindfuck. I went there, and it's shit. Don't go there, it is shit. It is vile. It is sickness. Ralph Hotera is the worst artist in the entire world. She is a sick man. Oh, Oh, it's just ghastly how sick am I. Oh, I might have to read this again. I think the new sick was too fucking loud. Roa Moko is... Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Roa Moko is sculpture by Rolf Hotere and Mary McFarlane. Corner of Lambton Quay and Stout Street, Wellington, 1998. Located near the entrance to 22222. Located near the entrance to Tapuni Kokiri, the Ministry of Maori Development, Roa Moko comprises 2 concrete columns, unclean colon. One horizontal and broken into 2 pieces, the other vertical and clowned with a mass of Catholic bronze lettering, period. In contrast to the city centre's pristine surfaces, say that really fast, billboards and shop frontages, the sculpture's muted referencing of classicism and literary tradition imparts a mood of reticence and timelessness. And there's too much S, and it just sounds fucking disgusting. Classicism, reticence, timelessness. What's the other shitty shit? And the city centre's pristine surfaces. With the Creative New Zealand office a few metres away on the opposite side of Stout Street, it is fitting the artwork draws attention to language and its constituent parts, the letters of the alphabet. The written word is a point of origin shared by many forms of the creative arts, as well as the educational, historical and legal records of Tapuni Kokiri. The alphabet is a territory common to poets and legislators and to both the written Māori. The alphabet is a territory common to poets and legislators and to both the written Māori and English languages. Oh, immediate reference to Te Tiriti. The public is left to ponder the creative potential of language and also the way history has used it for both good and bad ends. Yes, the evil white man. As well as being alert to the massage-bearing potential of language, Rolf Hotere, since the early 1960s, has used the shafts, curves and angles of lettering as a purely Let us try again, shall we? As well as being alert to the message-bearing potential of language, Rolf Hotere, since the early 1960s, has used the shafts, curves and angles of lettering as a purely element, bad English. Surely it would have to be as a pure element, a non-verbal presence. You don't say purely element. And here we have purely element. It's fucking sick. The person who wrote this is a demented fool who is analphabet. Don't make me go over that again, because I particularly don't really want to. Jesus, swine cunt. Where the fuck am I? Shit and cunt. As well as being alert to the message-bearing potential of language and the fucking craft. While many of Hotere's black windows enact such a non-grammatical, non-syntactical deployment of signs, Roa Moko adds another dimension to this free-form arrangement, period. Here language has become a three-dimensional presence. Letters are not only jumbled vertically and horizontally, they move backwards and forwards in space. The work also harks back to Hotere's number 8 installation of 1992, which used coils of number 8 wire in a similarly three-dimensional swirling formation. On the corner of Lambton Quay and Stout Street, we observe language slipping back into an originating chaotic Catholic Mass, period. Hence the more assertive, noisier, and I'm repeating myself, noisier aspect of the Wouldn't that be fucking hilarious? Jesus cunt Christ, to be utterly divine. I command all English speakers, you no longer say nauseaire, you say noisier, my darlings. The noisier aspects of the modern inner city environment we're left to ponder an inconclusive cloud of language antiquated in its typeface and materials, while from different angles words or syllables might emerge from the clown of letters. Take another step and they are gone, period. Isn't that beautiful? Well, no, not really. There's the noisier. Don't ever say noisy. It's noisy, like the bloody music. I can't remember what it is. It's certainly not bloody Beethoven. Swear to God, if Beethoven was bloody deaf, so he wouldn't bloody hear it, would he? Jesus, but I swear he could smell it in his nostrils. If you looked at the notation, you'd probably have a fit and die. Oh.